Namaste, Sacred Masters, and welcome to this pick a card session for your shadow work. We have the deck shuffle and 3 random cards from the Dark Mirror Oracle deck placed before you. If you want to purchase this deck, look for the link in the description box below. You can pause the video and take your time to see if any of these cards resonate with you, and then use the time code in order to jump to the card you choose. This is card 1, 2, and 3. Don't forget there are many more pick a card videos to choose from. You can find them in my playlist, Shadow Work Pick a Shadow Card, on my channel's main page, so don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell for more pick a card sessions. After you pick your card, I will explain what each card means in the book. Now, the book's description is poetic and can be confusing sometimes, but for the sake of sharing, I will read it out, then give you my interpretation of it. You will hear my interpretation when I remove my mask and speak with my normal voice. I will also give you a shadow prompt in order to get started on some shadow work based on the card you pick, together with Grabovia codes to help with your shadow work sessions, or sometimes a link to another video relating to the matter. Alright, let's get started. Pick a card and jump to the timestamp. You pick the card Queen of the World, represented by the full moon face. It is illustrated with snowy background. White columns rise through the forest. A pale woman dressed in scarlet bright red with a crown of thorns and a white luminous lance strides forward, her posture confident and her feet bare. The sentence that resonates with this is, I am my world, and my world is me. I am royalty. This card talks about the space out and the space in. There is my realm and what is mine, and there are other places. I will not care if my world is made of thorn and ice, and if it's carved by my blood. My world is my world. I rule. I decide his borders, and I am law. I am princess. I am the blood in the veins of its heart. I am the warrior and the bride. I am alone, and I am the first among many. Be fearful of my world, because it's paved of my hopes and dreams, and you have no power there. I am greater than the stars, and more beautiful than the moon.
We are powerful and unique sentient beings. We feel right and at peace when we are performing at our peak and feeling at our best. When the opposite happens, we come crashing down on our knees. Oftentimes, it is the people around us that makes us feel less powerful than the authentic and true us. But what do you do when that happens? I know a lot of people try to stay positive in their heads, try to ignore situations so that they can stay in power within. But what you should be doing is preparing to face these situations truthfully and honestly. That's how we really stay in power. Ask yourself in this shadow prompt, what things can people say to bring you to your knees? Words do hold a lot of power. How can you begin to take the power out of these words? Those words, they can affect our thinking and our emotions. I have a whole video explaining how we can actually control that and master our emotions. You will want to click on this link, or I will post it in the description box too. Use the Grabovia code of 49851849 for strength and determination. If you want to know how to use Grabovia codes in your sessions for meditating or journaling, check out the link above or in the description box below. I hope this session gives you something to work on. Pick up your shadow journals and let's start finding our inner and true authentic self. I'll try to post more pick a card every week depending on my schedule, so that gives you some time to sit with your shadow prompt and begin working on positive changes to a new life. If you found something new about yourself, don't forget to comment and share with others as well. This not only helps build courage and self-esteem, but it also encourages others that they are not alone. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste.
The card you pick is Addicted, represented by the waxing crescent moon phase, and is illustrated by a white sparkly hair over a scarred, melted, downcast face. Is the hand melting or already long gone? A chain chokes his neck, and many spikes pierce the back. The sentence that resonates with the card is, "Freedom was the worst of lies. I could have been a slaver or a slave, but I choose the latter." This card represents addiction to something. To drugs, to love, to company, to evil, to pain, to safety, to making simple everything that can be deep. Or they have in common the feeling of being lost if we ever are without it. Freedom is not a friend, as it promises responsibility, failure, and challenges. Freedom can be taken, can be broken, can be stripped naked and whipped and abused. Slavery is much cleaner choice. If you give away at the beginning, how can they take it from you? So, how can it be that easy to believe that freedom is an illusion, and it's so hard to feel that slavery is an illusion as well? That the sky has a limit, but the chains have one as well. The irony of it all, when we lost the desire much before losing the will to fight, is that it's actually possible to reach for the sky even when bound by chains.
Oftentimes, we think of addiction, it has a bad connotation to it. Drugs, alcohol, cigarettes. But we often can take addiction and make it good as well. We have seen so many jokes that underlays a sense of pride to caffeine addiction, for example, or to be obsessed with fashion or video games. Just because it's socially acceptable does not mean the addiction is good. Addiction hides behind the veil of pride, and if we make it socially acceptable, we don't feel so bad about the addiction. If you were to forget about what makes you happy, satisfied, or feel socially accepted, ask yourself today in your shadow problem. Other than survival needs, what am I addicted to? As long as you have a compulsive, chronic, physiological, or psychological need for a habit-forming substance, behavior, or even an activity, what can you accept that you're addicted to, and how can you slowly break the chains of addiction? You may love your coffee, but are you a slave to it if you need it to function in a day? Do you feel like you cannot decompress unless you are binge-watching your favorite TV show? While you do not have to give it up completely, what other ways can you find to substitute your addiction so that rather than being a slave to it, you're merely enjoying it in a healthier way? Use the Grabovia code 533353 to help with addiction. If you want to know how to use Grabovia codes in your sessions for meditating or journaling, check out the link above or in the description box below. I hope this session gives you something to work on. Pick up your shadow journals and let's start finding our inner and true authentic self. I'll try to post more pick a card every week depending on my schedule, so that gives you some time to sit with your shadow problem and begin working on positive changes to a new life. If you found something new about yourself, don't forget to comment and share with others as well. This not only helps build courage and self-esteem, but it also encourages others that they are not alone. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste.
You chose the card, Is This Me? The card relates to the new moon phase and is illustrated as a dark fantasy female warrior with pale skin and shrouded by a scanty spiked bikini armor. She holds a fang-backed hilted sword against a background of fire and ruin. The sentence that relates to the card is, "I cannot recognize myself as I can't remember the road that led me here. How can I see the road ahead?" This card is not about an affirmation, but rather a question. Is this me? Can I recognize myself? Maybe yes, maybe no. But for sure, I had lost the road once. The last time I stopped to really think about it, in my heart, I feel maybe like the high school girl that went to the prom. But truly, I am now 45 and I weigh thrice. I feel my true self as the kid that wanted to play soccer with the Real Madrid. All this while punching numbers on an Excel file out in an insurance office. It is not necessarily sometimes negative as a dream lost or corrupted. I could see myself as love is the most important thing in my life. But actually, I have a very well-paid job that makes me travel and I sleep alone in hotel rooms. When did we last look at ourselves in the mirror? Do we like what we are? Make no excuses because the choices of what made us who we are our responsibility. If an old dream is dead, it's time to dream anew. If the dream is alive, it's time to go back to it.
We have to contemplate when we get this card is what have we lost in ourselves as life begins to take over, giving us new responsibilities. Do we have to sacrifice something and tuck away a dream? Your shadow prompt for this will be, what dreams did I have as a child I can pursue now? You don't have to give everything up, but if there's a passion you always had since you were young, this shadow prompt should ignite something in you to pursue it. Even if it's simple like cooking or playing an instrument. The important thing is, we have to nurture our shadow child, and by repressing the fire within us, we repress our one true self. If your dreams are one that has to do with wealth, such as becoming the CEO of a company, use 719-7413-1981. Or if you wanted to become famous or something such as a musician or even the most well-known cook, use the Grabovio code 8277247 for the energies of fame. If you want to know how to use Grabovio codes in your sessions for meditating or journaling, check out the link above or in the description box below. I hope this session gives you something to work on. Pick up your shadow journals and let's start finding our inner and true authentic self. I'll try to post more pick a card every week depending on my schedule, so that gives you some time to sit with your shadow prompt and begin working on positive changes to a new life. If you found something new about yourself, don't forget to comment and share with others as well. This not only helps build courage and self-esteem, but it also encourages others that they are not alone. I'll see you in the next session. Namaste.